Planes up the sky now. We got a sunny day on the ass. Get high. Very high. It's about on 15 right now. Natural clouds in the sky. Feeling hella good. Got my little pro. What's that? Come here, man. What you eating down there? Come here. Come over here, man. I got you. You don't want to come. Sorry, I was gonna wait for bros, sisters, or my worldwide families to get up into the room because it's mostly my peoples from Ukraine and Russia and everything trying to, they trying to figure out what the hell's going on too. And they adding on good information, man. Shout out to my Russians and shout out to my Koreans, man. I meant to put that into the daggone week. Shoot. Straight up and down. But we're going to get to that a little bit later, man. We're going to go ahead and talk about this whole little African diaspora, man. They got negative things to say about niggas, man. I'm talking about niggas in America, man. They always got negative shit to say. Now, it's a very few that's actually cool, but there's a lot of motherfuckers that talk, negative of niggas. It's horrible. I'm like, why do we have to open our mouth and say something negative about a nigga all the damn time, man? Why we gotta say something negative about a nigga? Why is the nigga that important if he ain't got shit? If a nigga ain't got no type of say-so in the world, no market, no buildings, no structures, no land, no country, no flag or nothing, what does it matter of what a nigga say in the world? Why is there a problem with the foundation of Black Americans? That hurts right there. I'm saying foundational Black Americans. You know why I gotta say it like that? Because they're not gonna say that when they're having a conversation, man. They're not gonna say, there's the ninja in America. I love the ninja aspect and everything, but when people relate to niggas in America, they're not gonna say, what I'm saying? Those are the Americans. All right, we're back. We're out of here. Gonna break up. Something like that. So we give them a title. Yeah, the foundational Black Americans. Like, okay, these were niggas that was already in America, basically. Yeah. All right. Cool. And so now we can run with that because we already know everybody said we have pushback from the African diaspora. Like we look at Africa as a beautiful place. It's we once looked at it as, when the necromancy was really popping on us when we were like Africa's this, that, and the third, and we was like rocking African shit before more than Africans were and shit, you know what I mean? And so, we really love the people of Africa. We love the way they look, how they communicate, how they style. They love admiring Black people from other places. That's the beauty with us. We had to learn to accept that because we've been so narcissistically abused and gaslighted and projected upon dealing with this psychological personality disorder that we had gaslighted on us from an oppressor. We just wanted to see greatness in some of our people, at least, because they erased all of our damn history. Bombed the buildings and shit, and then they said that they built with horse and carriages. So yeah, we reaching out, we see the native, we see the Africans in the jungle, or not even in the jungle, it's the Sahara, wherever they living amongst the animals in harmony. We love to seeing that. We never had no hate amongst Africa. We all had a dream to be like, yo, I want to go to Africa. We had the dream to go there to touch with our spirit, man. To do, if we felt that this is our ancestors' land, we wanted to go there. All the while, the African countries want to come to America. Why? To get the American money. Now, everybody now is starting to see the secret that niggas is the ones who built America. Not that they were taken from Africa. They're still trying to press that on us. A few was taken, but not all of them are. Because there was niggas already in America that they made POWs. Turned the whole law against them. And used informants to tell what they was doing, how they was able to attack and infiltrate over like a 1,000-year period. It took a long time. We was very advanced and very in tune. Our ancestors put in the work with the Most High. instilling the faith into the gene. We were naturally born faithless, meaning that we are naturally a part of the Most High's creation, the source to tap in. Everything that we do is infinite. There's none of us that is one that is not even alike. We have similarities, but we're not the exact same. The Most High made us that way. We never came out of a laboratory. So, you know, just to look at the whole science of how the African diaspora, they talk bad about niggas going to Kenya and exploiting women, going to South Africa and exploiting women, going to Uganda and exploiting women. You mean to tell me there's 22 million motherfuckers in Kenya? You mean 3 niggas can go there and get, what, half of 22 million is what, about 12 to 11 million motherfucking women? They may be more than that. They got that much pool on. They got 11 million women on pool like that. Is that much fear? Because they go online, they're talking about how niggas come through the land and shit, whatever they want to call passport bros or whoever you want to say. Shout out to the founder of Passport Bros, the name they say it. You know, it's like they have fear of niggas actually getting out into the world. They seeing things that was seeing old ancient structures that these motherfuckers that live there now, they don't even know where the shit came from. But they see that these structures look like this. Like in Angkor Wat in China. You know, niggas that were sophisticated, that was able to tell the science of time through the zodiac and planting seeds to see how long it'll produce the actual plant to produce the fruit. You know, so yeah, we really loved Africa. We wanted to go call it home, right? So now they kind of use it against us with the whole little Ibrahim Touré with his homeland and you know, a lot of things is going on. And you know, we have to acknowledge that niggas was in America too, and we have to be we have to have that welcome home going on. We have to have that red carpet because foreigners can get the red carpet. We should be able to get the red carpet too. You know, we're spiritual. But right now, I don't feel it's going down because there's a lot of separation and division going on, and people being paid certain things to do, being paid to do certain things and say certain things. However, you see the allies coming into play. You got Korea and Russia fucking with Ibrahim Touré. And Korean want to fuck with niggas. Right? The promised land is in America. Now, when I say that, you don't really have to have no stock, my niggas, to be over in, you know, Africa like that. Now we're having to see that, okay, we will never really get along with our African brothers on the same, you know, land that they're on. They have ancestors over there, and they're very advanced in doing spiritual work. Meaning that they have ancestors. You have to have deep ass ancestors, like on the plane, following the plane through to get to the continent over there to help you out. Because when Muzz gonna have them, they gonna have them motherfuckers waiting for your ass. This is how it's done. That's how they've been doing. You know, we have done it a little bit too. We know the weaker self, the lower self. We have dabbled into that. We got off of the one power, the great power of Hawa, the creator, the secure breath. However, you know, it's getting back in order again. We know we from Amaru, which is the motherland and the promised land, and is being held captive by the federal government. Meaning that you see that the federal government getting shut down now. Now look at it. You got troops in America and California that... Alright, excuse me, y'all. So yeah, so they got... Alright, excuse me, y'all. So yeah, so they got Korean troops that was over in Ibrahim Touré's land. So now they got them over in America. I mean, they were allowed to come to America now. Now, you know, in order to get a land back, it'll be war going on in America, because it's like, yo, people don't want to get that land up. You're going to have Caucasians in America that don't want to get that land up. Once they understand that, yo, niggas is going to call for Caucasians to leave Mississippi, first and foremost. All of them should be out of there. Louisiana and Alabama. Those three first and foremost, and then we'll work on the rest. Meaning that we already know they ain't supposed to be down there. So much mystery shit happens. And even though the influence goes down in the world, it's now the time is on. It's getting to a point where, okay, you want to summon protection, Manaka. If you do the work and become celibate and repent, continue on that journey. The celibacy journey is very beautiful, man. All of us doing it is showing the Most High that we're serious about our shit. The land will be handed right over to us in the middle of the night type shit. We're going to have everything we need there. We got everybody. We have the builders, the doctors, the true doctors, We don't need surgeons as much. We're going to be dealing with sound therapy, more naturopaths. We're going to have, the midwives, the birthing place. We're getting the babies up out of the womb. We're teaching them that. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to deal with the African diaspora. They're going to always, they're in the cluster B personality. So if they're saying that niggas is, if they're saying that we exploiting their women, let them have that shit. Because when last I checked, them motherfuckers came to America, we're marrying our aunties and our sisters and shit. Trying to stay in America. Yeah, here goes some money. Here goes some money. To keep quiet, and they giving their money back to their wife and their homeland. Their wife knew that shit type stuff. Some of them didn't. Some of them did. They was already exploiting our women, man. So how can you say that we exploiting their women when they women naturally dig us? It's like the alpha type of mentality of what they see. They like, yo, these niggas ain't had shit. And look, these motherfuckers still fly. They just still come up with new shit every single goddamn day. So this is why we rolling with the foundation of Black Americans, because it's the fact that this is what it means that it's the niggas who were there first. I know the name is not going to be on the documents or whatever, but this is a term or a title that they can use in the world, because they're not going to call us Moors or Indians and shit, you know what I'm saying? They'll giggle in saying those things because they were taught a certain way. They're in the cluster B personality disorder. They see and think a whole different way. It's like the African right now that's saying that we exploiting their women in Kenya. Kenya is a beautiful place, but if you just look at how the enemy works, they gonna move the UN right to Kenya when they have a nigga, a brother, or a brother talking about move to Kenya, bro. You can go ahead and establish a business over here. You see that he's trying to put niggas on. It's like, yo, we gotta get over there quick. They got empty apartment buildings and shit, and they can live over there for $200 to $500 on some condos and shit. These niggas gonna come over there and eat that shit up. And it's like, boom, they gonna go ahead and hurry up and jump and put the dang on UN over there. See, it's a war against the niggas. So let them keep the land over there. Everything they're doing is mapped off of what you have done already. You gotta let certain things happen. They're gonna have to link with us. That's what's gonna have to be. They're gonna have to link with us. Now, if we gonna link with them, it's a whole different ballgame. You have to accept us. In the land, you gotta set asylum. Because Muslims granted asylum in our land. We let people have asylum. You understand? Do you know what the science of asylum is? I mean, they were getting fucked up in their own homeland. We had to let them come over to our shit. That's what asylum is. And we do that naturally. It's like we actually protect them. But now who's gonna protect the nigga and shit? When you got a oppressor that comes in the land, allowing other motherfuckers to come into the land and give them asylum, and they still tag teaming and jumping on the nigga and shit. Now they in the armed forces, they pulling over niggas. These are whole different 3-4 different nationalities pulling over a foundational Black American or nigga or Negro. And it's like, how is he gonna talk about his innocence dealing with these people when he's trying to be like, yo, I need the delegation of authority, so and so, so and so, so and so, call your so and so superior in. Before you get to that point, motherfucker, pow, Jack, throwing a punch on them. This is all different kind of things. And then I'm faced with the penalty that someone who is in the armed forces face. It's getting real deep, man. So this is why the foundational Black American right now, you want to get your power back, man, you have to deal with yourself first and foremost. You do got allies. Muslims and other cultures definitely want to add on and help or not. But you got to get to a certain point of refinement once now. Because we've been infiltrated so much by our own self that we ain't gonna know how to, we won't know how to handle the power when they give us, when you get the bread, Individuals do have to show the Most High that you have to repent. Repenting is the biggest thing that you can do. It's dealing with your spiritual Kundalini creative energy. This is what they live off of, is your Kundalini, your spiritual energy. So once you get able to cultivate that, master that, and see that you know and understand who you truly is, this is how you live your culture, which is truly I God, the better that we'll be able to go ahead and establish our own city, land, and everything. We won't be talking about it no more. You got to go ahead and jump into the celibacy to repent, man. It's not about having relationship. You can pass on that right now. It's okay. It's not. You don't have to worry about it. Those are abandonment issues that you. So yeah, going to Thailand also, and they trying to mess up the broadcast. We're going to Thailand to them and saying that we're doing the ladies a certain thing, but you got to understand. There's brothers that's walking down in Pattaya or whatnot, and you got to understand. There's brothers that's walking down in Pattaya or whatnot in Thailand. These women is grabbing on their brother's divine eye, man. They're grabbing on their dicks, man. Yo, forget that, man. They kind of messing up the broadcast, but it's cool though. But if they say brothers, is exploiting women in Thailand too as well, it's like, yo, look at this. You got people walking down the way in Pattaya getting their divine eyes grabbed upon or their dicks grabbed upon by women, man, like multiple women. They didn't ever ask them to say, yo, come over here and grab my dick, man. Nobody never said that. And this is what they do. If you're walking down the street, they already showed it. Brothers showed it. Walking down the street, women in Thailand grabbing on, in the aggressive areas, grabbing on the black man's divine eyes, John. No, we never to the land just to look at the nature. We're not going there to actually have sex, but now sex is marketed to us. Now it's marketed to your kundalini. This is why it's very important to do celibacy right now, because you need to be able to turn down every woman in the world at this point, so you can establish your power right now, especially as a man. See, women are naturally attracted to you, but when you establish your kundalini as a full effect master of your physical flesh, you got the talents, you got everything, you got the skills that you done studied on, whether it's HVAC, plumbing technician, or whatever, whatever you're doing, electrician, you're actually sharpening those blades for later in the game, which is really good, because that's like adding stamina when you're in the game. If anyone who's familiar with Ring King back in the day, people who make it, but the best way once people figured it out, is to build your stamina up. Once you build your stamina up, everything else will come into play, because these people they lose their power and they'll lose their speed. You still can just tap them up. So that's how it is in the game. Slow and steady, man. Slow and steady. And it's like one of those conveyor, those little belts of where, things are going slow, but if you get behind, that shit is like fast and get you dizzy and shit, because you slowed up. You allowed yourself to get, pushed behind. So right now, celibacy, because women gonna come at you everywhere. I'm outside, man. Women come at me in all different types of forms and shit. It depends on where you're at. A lot of women now, who makes the most money? Because being money is at the point where it's like whoever got the most money got the most control, type shit. Because it's like people are battling, they're marrying each other for they're trying to get each other's assets also, instead of adding on, passing things down. It used to be old school when people try to do that, but now it's like a real battle. And that's showing that you're dealing with a cluster B personality disorder, narcissistic, sociopathic type of shit, looking for the right supply source to drain that energy from. So that's what they do. So women around the world are starting to reflect on that, and our women have started to jump onto the bandwagon with the feminism as well. But they didn't never really have a problem. Our women really never had a problem. But the women in the world, they was getting fucked up, slapped up, and everything. And some of us as men was doing the same thing to the women. If we were, more on a narcissistic sense of growing up and abandoned with the love and shit, and we grew into the things that happened to a lot in a lot of the ghettos and a lot of the cultures, Latino culture, and the so-called African American, I was going to say foundational Black American culture. Yeah. The light bright, crazy. You get to a point, you're gonna start releasing yourself, or you're gonna start releasing in them, and then before you know it, it's like that Jezebel spirit that you gave into, that took your light from it. And this is why it's important to gain your life status back. As far as like being a true foundational Black American, as far as like, when I'm gonna add on to that, means like the Israelite, the Jews, I'm calling out for all of it. Anybody who's coming into the ghetto talking about some prophecy, you better not be no false prophet, man, or no false shepherd. So you gotta walk the walk as well. You gotta repent as well. So to repent, you're gonna have to go ahead and be, you know what I mean? So you'll just show individuals, they're in Africa, they're doing what they do. We have to be separate. It's how you separate yourself from everyone. You're gonna have to be separate. Most I tell you already, man. Be separate from amongst these motherfuckers, because these motherfuckers don't know and understand. Tell me, it's like this on all worlds, and if you keep on meddling with their asses, you're gonna be fucked up. Pretty much, yeah. So be separate, you know what I mean? At this time, at this stage, because there's nothing that's already made. Nobody's granting you asylum nowhere. They're just telling you to buy a ticket with your own supposed nationality, your oppressed nationality. You're not even in a proper pro se, and come to Africa, you don't have no. Yeah, that's what they're trying to stop. Is just us saying like, to put that on paperwork, but to the world, foundational Black Americans. So that's what they're gonna be considered. Once we tap into that celibacy, that single retention, because they already know. I mean, we're tapping into our creativity more so. We turn down the women. You know, the women be wanting their men. You see everybody, all the women in the gym working out on their asses. Who like asses? Niggas, because they know ass. Niggas hit that ass, lick the ass, kiss the ass, and bang the ass. Shit, they don't even know what the fuck to do. Having multiple orgasms and shit. Now you a master in your sex. You done did your Kegel game. You got 500 Kegels up. The motherfucker divine life stronger than a motherfucker. She looking like down at you. She looking at you going crazy. Like, yeah, bitch. You know what I'm saying? The train. Now you're not giving your light away to a motherfucker no more. You don't even want to bust. You don't have to put back was master trade in this year. Changing. So this is how we're doing, whether documentary a journey or whatnot, but celibacy, yes, even retention is the best way, and it's the only way, because they always say, you know, well, basically, you know, we have to repent, brother. Coming out the mouth forming crystalline structures in the air or the atmosphere that's around you, all structures in the air or the atmosphere that's around you, all body. You know what I'm saying? Shit of the fruit. You want to keep your ass dead like, oh, seriously, physically too, everything. You want to keep your ass dead like, oh, seriously, physically too, everything. Shit, keep going to a steel. We go all the way to the side to do some, create something, so the moment of application made of ass. That's what we really are. We got to have the time to marvelous. You're not going to jack on it, all right? So let them have their whole little culture. It's called, let me get my ass off my head. It got really hot. It's called the smear campaign. When they're done with you, they want to smear your name now. They want to talk bad about you. They think, oh, I've had enough of these niggas. You gotta get the fuck up our shit. You're supporting that women and done. It's the smear campaign, cluster B personalities. When a motherfucker started talking bad about a nigga, that means they already idolize you, they devise you. Now they're fun to discard you. Now they're going around talking about you bad than a motherfucker. Smear campaign, man. Smear campaign. It's part of the cluster B personality. It's crazy how they be doing that shit. But yeah, you're gonna have no choice but to deal with yourself. So Kundalini is the best to start on yourself. Celibacy, man, because ain't nobody gonna be fucking with you. They're gonna be smear campaigning you. They don't like you. All that shit, taking your culture, dancing with your pants on, all that shit, nigga. Like, damn, nigga, yeah, but you listening to the music, yeah, whatever. It don't matter. It just doesn't matter. Only a few mothers fuck with us, and they the serious ones. Them who fuck with niggas in America is a very serious entity, and that means the Most High utilizing them to fuck with us. But we'll still continue to mess with them. So shout out to my peoples that fuck with us, the Koreans, you know, the Thailands, people from Thailand, all the Muslims who really mess with us, who know that we're not in it for, you know what I'm saying, savage and pursuit of happiness. It's never been that way. It has never been that way. But we was already born with a gift and a skill and some sort of talent that we have to develop through our life that we can give upon to the world and inspire the world to do that. So yeah, shout out to all the allies and that's you know, secretly in unification with us. You know what I mean? We're here to liberate all of the weak ones of the world who have faith in the all spirit. So with that being said, I love y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off this joint, and I'll be with you the next one. Yeah.